Have you ever noticed how the ads you see today just feel different? I mean, they're not just selling you a product anymore. They're selling a vision, a purpose, maybe even a better world. It's a massive shift from how things used to be. So let's dive into this incredible journey of how marketing went from just pushing stuff to trying to connect with our actual human spirit. I mean, seriously, think about it. Why are so many brands all of a sudden talking about sustainability and community and social justice? That was definitely not always the case. To really get what's happening now, we've got to look back. So let's break it down and walk through the three big eras of marketing that brought us here. All right, so our story kicks off way back in the industrial age. This is the first major stage, Marketing 1.0. And in this era, the product was the undisputed king. See, back in the Industrial Revolution, the biggest challenge wasn't about winning hearts and minds. No, it was simply about making stuff. The whole game was about standardizing production, getting costs as low as possible, and just shipping that product out to as many people as you could. The factory floor, that was the center of the universe. And this really nails the vibe of the time. Everything was about scale. The factory, with its incredible machinery, that was the hero. It just churned out products for what companies saw as one big, faceless crowd of buyers. And the strategy, super simple, sell what you make. It was pretty much a one-way broadcast, like yelling through a megaphone from the factory to the masses. You know, this famous quote from Henry Ford is the perfect slogan for Marketing 1.0. It had nothing to do with personalization or choice. It was about mass production, pure and simple. You get what we make in the color we make it, and that's that. But, of course, things couldn't stay that simple forever. A new force came along that completely flipped the script, shifting power away from the company and right into the hands of the buyer. And that brings us to Marketing 2.0, the age of the customer. All of a sudden, thanks to the rise of information technology, people had options. You weren't just a passive buyer anymore, you were an informed consumer. You could easily compare products, read reviews, and make choices. Companies quickly realized they couldn't just sell whatever they made, they had to start making what would actually sell. And this is where the strategy really got a lot smarter. Marketers figured out they couldn't just treat everyone the same. They started to segment the market, creating different products for different groups of people. The goal wasn't just to make a sale. It was to satisfy and, this is the crucial part, to retain customers. The new mantra became, "The customer is king." And this philosophy, it really became the bedrock of marketing for decades. It's this core idea that understanding and serving the customer's needs and wants is the absolute key to success. This is probably the version of marketing that most of us are really familiar with. Marketing 2.0 got way more sophisticated. It wasn't enough to just list a product's features anymore. Marketers learned that they had to appeal to both the mind and the heart. You needed to give people a logical reason to buy, for sure, but you also had to create an emotional connection that made them want to buy. But here's the catch. Even in this new customer-focused world, there was still this big underlying assumption that the consumer was basically a passive target to be marketed at, a recipient of the message. And, well, that assumption was about to get completely shattered. And that brings us to today, to the most profound shift of all. Welcome to Marketing 3.0, the age of the human spirit. This is where things get really, really interesting. In this new era, we're not just seen as consumers anymore. Companies have to see us as whole human beings. Complex people with minds, hearts, and a spirit that's actually looking for purpose and meaning. It's not just about satisfying our needs anymore. It's about addressing our deeper hopes and anxieties for the world. The approach isn't a one-way street anymore. It's collaborative. The company's actual mission and its core values, things like justice, sustainability, fairness, they become the main message. The ultimate goal goes way beyond just profit. It's about genuinely trying to make the world a better place and tackling the big issues that we all care about. And this quote just gets right to the heart of it. It's a totally holistic view. Marketing 3.0 understands that you can't just sell a product in a vacuum. You have to connect with people's deepest hopes, their core values, and that fundamental human desire to be part of something bigger than ourselves. Okay, so we've journeyed through these three completely different eras. Now, to really see how far we've come, let's put them all side by side. This is where you get that real aha moment. This table just lays out the whole journey perfectly. I mean, check out the objective at the top. It goes from just sell products all the way over to make the world a better place. That's a huge leap. Or look at how the view of market changes. We go from being seen as mass buyers with physical needs to whole humans with mind, heart, and spirit. The entire key concept shifts from the product itself to differentiation and now to our values. It's a complete transformation. So if you remember one thing from this whole evolution, it's this. We've moved from a world that saw people as faceless consumers to one that has to see them as complex, complete, fellow human beings. It's a fundamental shift from just transaction to real connection. And that leaves us with a really fascinating question to chew on. If the most effective marketing today has to reflect our deepest human values, our desire for community, for justice, for a healthier planet, what does that evolution really say about us? What are we demanding from the world now, and what could that mean for the future?